Kick it.
Ahoy, Nickelodeon fans, and welcome to This Week in Nickelodeon History. My name is Captain Eric, and we are covering all of the Nickelodeon shows that either started or ended between the times of December 5th to December 11th. And we are starting this week with a fairly new show that just started 2 years ago. I'm lying. Last year on December 11th, 2020, Baby Shark's Big Show premiered on Nickelodeon. Baby Shark is, of course, the song that everybody couldn't get out of their heads throughout 2020. It broke out, I believe, in 2019 on the internet, and was produced by the South Korean company Pink Frog on YouTube, and just quickly exploded into a phenomenon that, you know, we've seen a couple times before, where just something just becomes, you know, big on this level, especially with songs on YouTube. You know, songs like Gangnam Style or what does the fox say, and it just blows up, and where the song is kid appropriate enough, and so just everybody is just jamming out to the same song for a long period of time. This time it was a preschool level song that just was everywhere. It was an earworm, unlike that we've seen with a preschool song in at least a while. I'll give them credit on that front, but Baby Shark was absolutely everywhere. The video was everywhere, and Pink Frog did a pretty good job very early on of making sure that their definitive version was the Baby Shark, that everybody would see would be the Baby Shark that would come up when you look for it. Because, on the internet, especially on YouTube, people, with songs and just copying your songs, and especially in the children genre, that's a whole other can of worms to open up there. But, everybody can just take your song, and then other ones just get bigger. And so we had that cartoon version of Baby Shark that blew up with their video. And hey, Nickelodeon came a calling, and here we have Baby Shark's Big Show. It's still going on. It's on its first season of 30 episodes. And hey, I imagine that still, because I'm still seeing Baby Shark toys all over like Target and Walmart. That show is absolutely going to continue. I don't know. It's such a steamroll of a concept and idea. We don't have to worry about that ending anytime soon. That Baby Shark song, I get over it. It's a good, decent song. We can all enjoy Baby Shark once in a while. 5 years ago, on December 9th, 2016, Albert premiered on Nickelodeon. Directed by Max Lang, Albert was one of their, actually their very first original animated movie. Wouldn't you believe it? And all this time, Nickelodeon... Now, Jimmy Neutron was a theatrical movie, but they never had an original IP or animated TV movie, and here we have Albert. A Christmas movie starring Bobby Moynihan as the titular Albert, a very small, meek Douglas fir tree who dreams of becoming the centerpiece Christmas tree in New York City, the Empire City in the movie. But I mean, we all know when you think of like what's the grandest Christmas tree, and you think of the one in Rockefeller Center. So, but yeah, I have actually never seen this movie. I adore Bobby Moynihan to death. I love his work. I'm gonna give this a watch one of these days, because I'm also seeing the likes of Tom Kenny and Rob Riggle on the cast, John DiMaggio. I'm there. I'm sold. So I'll have to check out Albert. Definitely. You know what? We're in the month of December. I'll let you know within the next few weeks how it is. I'll make sure of that. 8 years ago, on December 7th, 2013, the Fresh Beat Band finished its run on Nickelodeon. Created by Scott Kraft and Nadine Vandervelde, the Fresh Beat Band was a bit akin to the Wiggles, and maybe maybe they don't rock that comparison, but it's a band made for kids. It's a band of for adults, making songs for children, and they did a wonderful job. 3 seasons, 60 episodes plus a standalone special, and then the characters would then go on to be animated into a spin-off called Fresh Beat Band of Spies. So we have a successful franchise here on their hands. I don't obviously see the Fresh Beats having the same longevity as the Wiggles, but I think that's a one and only type deal. There'll always be children's bands out there, and that kind of work, and especially the concerts they put on, the grind. I've seen it. I respect it, and it's not easy. It's not easy work. Uh, 9 years ago, on December 8th, 2012, How to Rock premiered. No, finished its run on Nickelodeon. Created by Jim O'Doherty, the show ran for one season of 25 episodes. 12 years ago, on December 11th, 2009, Nickelodeon held their first annual Halo Awards, the annual award shows that were on Teen Nick that we went over actually a few weeks ago, a few episodes ago, were the final Halo Awards. But Halo here stands for Helping and Leading Others, and it was an award show started by Nick Cannon that was designed to honor 5 different teenagers around the country who, usually at a high school level, usually seniors, or have, just started college, and just these individuals sacrifice so much to better the lives of others, and this was a night to honor them. And it went on for quite a few years, and was Teen Nick's big annual shindig, and I applaud that. I love the concept. It's a shame that it ended, and there's certainly, I think, ways that this kind of work should continue. I mean, people, as someone who feels like they give out a lot as a person, being honored, like even just if it's once a year, giving people their due, it's a great feeling. Think about it yourself. When somebody acknowledges the work you've put in, the extra work, or just the quality that you put into it, when somebody acknowledges that, it's the best feeling in the world. Whether you're an artist, whether you're a student, whether you're an employee, or you just any part of life, just that, hey, you did a good job. Yeah, hey, and some people don't need that, and some people can know their stuff and don't need the acknowledgement, and certainly there are teens out there probably sacrificing themselves who just absolutely don't need this award show acknowledgement. But hey, each teen was presented with $10,000 to further their education, and then another sum of money for a charity of their choosing. And hey, that's all awesome. I'm glad they were able to do that. On December 7th, 2008, 13 years ago, the Rugrats Preschool Days finished its run on Nickelodeon. The Rugrats Preschool Days was a concept for a spin-off show that took Angelica and Susie, aged them down a bit to have them back in preschool, bring down a few other all grown-up teenagers down to the preschool level, and build a spin-off. The big real downfall, though, in my opinion, just was the animation style. They really tried changing it up, and it, if you even saw the character designs, you would see, like, I know that's Angelica, but it doesn't look like Angelica. And there was just something about the show that kind of felt off. It was only made for 4 episodes. It was created by Arlene Klasky and Gabar Chupo, the creators of of Rugrats, although Rugrats was also co-created by Paul Germain. And of course, after he had stepped away, was not really involved with any of these other future Rugrats projects. These episodes actually first released alongside the Tales from the Crib series of Snow White and Three Jacks and a Beanstalk, the straight to DVD Rugrats projects. They would eventually make their premiere on Nickelodeon between the times of November 16th, 2008 to December 7th, 2008. And check this out, all of those new episodes aired at 6 a.m. This was not a show that Nickelodeon was looking to promote. They aired it at a very early time. I don't know, obviously due to contracts, they probably had to air it at some point and just chose a very, a very quick time to just toss it out there and had it sync. But hey, we have to look back on it. It's if you've never seen it, definitely worth a watch. 13 years ago, on December 6th, 2008, Random Cartoons premiered on Nicktoons Network. Created by Fred Seibert, Random Cartoons ran for one season of 13 episodes made up of 39 segments. Random Cartoons is very much a sister show to Oh Yeah Cartoons. It's a collection of shorts. Animation studios just making shorts, basically pitches to make animated shows, and they eventually have these ideas of, hey, let's kind of compile these together and put them out there to the public, engage the public what they want, and hear their voice and see what segments are really popular, and networks have done various things with these pilots and various gimmicks to get them out there. My favorite was Cartoon Network's The Big Pick. I like that entire event where they would build around the fact that they have all these little pilot shows, and then almost like American Idol, hey, call and vote to pick your choice. And especially with social media now, the kind of campaigns they can get going and whatnot. It's a different age with that. You almost can't really do a big pick. I guess you could do it as a television exclusive and then release the shorts online after they air and whatnot. But anyway, Nickelodeon had done Oh Yeah Cartoons throughout the 90s and 2000s, airing their shorts, and this was another attempt at that. The shorts that aired on that day were Solomon Fix, created by Doug TenNapel, the creator actually of Earthworm Jim. And we'll leave it at that. Next, we have Moobeard the Cow Pirate, created by Kyle Carrozza, and Two Witch Sisters, created by Nikki Yang. All three shorts aired on December 6th, 2008. 13 years ago, on December 5th, 2008, we had the television movie Merry Christmas, Drake and Josh. A year after the Drake and Josh TV ended, the twosome decided to get together and make a Christmas movie, realizing that they never really had a proper Christmas episode throughout the show. And honestly, a Christmas movie is a really good reason to get the gang back together and get everybody, to make one more Drake and Josh outing. Drake and Josh is one of my favorite live action Nickelodeon shows. It's up there in the top 3, and this TV movie, probably my favorite out of their TV movie outings. There was the one where they went to Hollywood, the Big Shrimp, and Merry Christmas, Drake and Josh. I think this was the best one. One other notable thing about this movie, it was also the acting debut of professional fighter, boxer Kimbo Slice, who passed away on June 6, 2016, at the age of 42, which is very young. And of course, I'm sure the work that he did, the career that he put forth, didn't help with that. But as an actor, the man had talent. He seemed to chum it up. He looked like he had a fun time, and didn't really seem out of place Although the way this was filmed, they did it kind of like Keenan and Kel, Two Heads Are Better Than None, where it's not filmed like the show. It's filmed more like a TV movie, and there's no laugh track. So you're really watching an actual Drake and Josh movie, and I like that. I really prefer that, and it's kind of one of those things that I just wish we got something theatrical with those characters, especially by the end with the group of side characters they had built, just all of them. And I'm so glad that we got so many returning characters into this movie, even if some felt just kind of shoehorned in. But to see everybody return for this was wonderful. If you haven't seen it, hey, here's the Christmas season. I'm checking out Albert. You should check out Merry Christmas, Drake and Josh. Definitely. And by the way, this is also the third most viewed TV movie on cable, behind High School Musical 2 and Wizards of Waverly Place, the movie, which were, both on Disney Channel. But that's a big deal. I don't know if since then that's been eclipsed, but hey, at some point in time, this was the third watched behind those two. 19 years ago, on December 10th, 2002, Invader Zim came to an end on Nickelodeon with their Christmas episode, The Most Horrible Xmas Ever. Now, this is like a bit of an asterisk here because this is actually just a really weird case. Nickelodeon had renewed Invader Zim for a second season, which originally planned 20 episodes. But soon after, their announcement, in August 2001, they announced the 20 episode second season. January 2002, they announced that they had planned to cancel the series with only 27 of its initial contracted 40 episodes. And that's why there's, so much known about unfinished episodes out there of Invader Zim. The seventh episode of the second season, which was also its last, The Most Horrible Xmas Ever, was the only episode of season 2 to air on Nickelodeon. They aired the first season, which finished its run, about May to April time, or around July of 2002. They aired the Christmas episode, the one season 2 episode, right at the end of the year, and then that was it. The remaining season 2 episodes, episode 1 through 6 of season 2, just completely left unaired. They went on DVD and then were later aired on the Nicktoons network in 2006 to massive ratings, because it was just a big deal, because for a lot of people, if they weren't going to dish out the money on DVD, this was their way to watch those episodes. So it's really weird how they handled Invader Zim in such a turnaround time, to go from just the full 20 to just cutting them at their knees. And it's such a good story to know that those bad decisions would later put a big old egg on their face, because Invader Zim would absolutely, I have not seen any of the numbers, but I would guarantee you that Invader Zim, with the amount of merchandise it has consistently had in Hot Topics for decades, that they have got to be up there in the top merchandise sellers of Nicktoons. They have to be up there with SpongeBob. Maybe not SpongeBob levels, or not even Avatar, but the amount of money they were making for merchandise still with this cult show, and then inevitably would come back to it with Enter the Florpus, which they had to have. I'm so glad that they did what they did and went back to that show, because they left it so unfinished, and it deserved so much more from this network, and it could have lived on. The Invader Zim, I know it got dark at sometimes, but if Nickelodeon ever wanted to kickstart a bit of a real snick for the 2000s, their version of Adult Swim, quote unquote, not to go that mature, but just to go, hey, for that older Nickelodeon audience who are going to stay up and maybe watch them on Saturday nights, keep on Invader. Like, Invader Zim could have been the cornerstone of that. I don't know, just a bit short-sighted in my opinion. 24 years ago, on December 6th, 1997, Ah Real Monsters finished its run on Nickelodeon. Is it weird that, the two dark Nicktoons, Ah Real Monsters and Invader Zim, kind of ended their runs in December? I don't know. Or does that feel appropriate to some other people? Oh, by the way, I completely missed on Invader Zim here. I got on that whole tangent. But Invader Zim was created by Jonan Vasquez, and it ran for 2 seasons of 27 episodes. All right, that was a mistake that I rectified. Ah Real Monsters was created by Garber Chupo and Peter Gaffney, and ran for 4 seasons of 52 episodes. One of my favorite Nicktoons, one that you should certainly go out of your way to watch, especially if you love dark humor, if you love horror movies, if you love anything scary, spooky, if you're one of those people who love Halloween, you're going to find enjoyment with Ah Real Monsters. There's so much heart to the show. There's so many layers, so many different characters, and so many different avenues to their comedy and their storytelling. And they take full advantage, in my opinion, of the hand they've been given with the world that they've built. I absolutely love this show. It is worth going back into. And it's honestly a property that I would love Nickelodeon to do a TV movie of. Can you imagine trying to build, what does the monster world look like in a world where everybody has cameras in their pockets? How do they survive? What are the current teachings of the 2021 Monster Academy? I don't know. These questions should be answered. In my opinion, they should. 25 years ago, on December 8th, 1996, Allegra's Window finished its run on Nick Jr., Nick Jr. part of Nickelodeon. Created by Jan Fleming Candler, John Hoffman, and Jim Jenkins, the show ran for 3 seasons of 50 episodes. And finally, 34 years ago, on December 31st, 1987, Stand By, Lights, Camera, Action finished its run on Nickelodeon. Presented by Leonard Nimoy, of course, best known as Spock from Star Trek, the show looked through the different stages of production through various motion pictures and interviewed different film crew members. And honestly, this is something I would have been watching if I was a kid. I was really into the filmmaking process at an early age, and always enjoyed learning about the various methods about how movies are done. So I've never personally seen this show, but just knowing that Leonard Nimoy was the presenter behind it is more of a reason for me to go and look for it beyond it being on Nickelodeon. So love Leonard Nimoy, love Star Trek, and I love all of you. And thank you for making me a part of your week as you are a part of mine. By the way, my name is Captain Eric, if you don't already know, and if you like any of the audio or video content I put out, if there's any way that you can help that content grow by liking, subscribing, sharing, all of that is much appreciated. Anything that you can do is much appreciated. Your ears, your attention is much appreciated. Love all of you. Please stay safe. Thank you for joining me in This Week in Nickelodeon History, and I'll see you next week.
On the Lord Hut, here hut, Nick. On the Lord Hut, here hut, Nick. On the Ricky Ticky Low, while living #1 Nickelodeon.